I heard that's your cousin. Is that really your cousin?
Yeah, we like family for real.
Mm.
Like we man, me and Lil Zay, no homo. We probably like got in the tub together back in the day. Like that's how.
Um, One thing that was going kind of viral, I seen Breezy 600 Breezy addressing it. First, I want to start there. I can ask you that. So it's a thing online where everybody's saying like No Jumper has something to do with him getting wrapped up. Now we seen like he did a No Jumper interview. Then we seen him at the funeral. Then we seen him wrapped up, and they saying that it's possibly a Rico. You know what I mean? Do
Hmm.
No Jumper have something to do with that? You feel like, or like, cause you know how that the narrative is, or that's
Nah,
like
they ain't
that's
have shit to
cat.
do with that. Hell no. They was already, there's some shit that was pre-existing from OT and shit like that for that they was already working on, and it just the timing was crazy, you know what I'm saying? But this they didn't take shit. That No Jumper didn't do nothing for what he got going on at all.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Okay, but yeah, when he was up there, No Jump, he was addressing like some of the National Bite Down Day. That's what he
Hmm.
called it or whatever. So anyway though, so that took place based on Lil Zay Osama like making like basically a national threat to everybody. That's how I looked at it. You know what I mean? But
Hmm.
it's like he knows that
Hmm.
make that happen from that. I think, but it's like
Hmm.
he kind of was just like he probably felt this. What he said he felt like y'all should have stood down based on the circumstances.
Hmm.
Like nah. I heard that's your cousin. Is that really your cousin?
Yeah, we like family for real.
Mm.
Like we man, me and Lil Zay, no homo. We probably like got in the tub together back in the day. Like that's how. Like we come from the project. We come from the same building in the projects, 4429. You know what I'm saying? My auntie stayed on the third floor. He stayed right across from my auntie, basically. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that was who I was running with every day when I'm in the building, running around. I'm with him and his brothers. You know what I'm saying? Or him and his family and my family. You know what I'm saying? And our daddies and uncles used to be downstairs making drug sales and shit, and we'd be running through the buildings on from the second floor all the way to the top and back to the bottom. Or we'd be outside on the playground doing backflips on pissy mattresses and on top of the boom boxes and shit like that. We was project kids, you know what I'm saying? So we got history for sure.
Damn. So when he's okay, so he put that out there like that. Like I say, I feel like anybody, if they heard they name, because it's like y'all 600, so it's like,
Hmm.
but also he also like I say the circumstances. Do y'all feel like y'all should have gave him grades based on what he's saying is the circumstances, like the alleged,
I mean,
charges?
yeah, I feel like you should give Zay grace, but I feel like that's what people always did with that situation. Like when Zay was already dissing by now. And me and Zay done talked about this directly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like him and folks was already like he was already on that with By Down, basically. You know what I'm saying? Saying what he was saying about By Down and songs and shit. And niggas was hearing that shit. They used to ask niggas about that shit, and they used to be like on our end and especially on my end. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm attached to both sides of this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I always felt like shit, he was in his right for that feeling. You know what I'm saying? I always felt like that was how he supposed to felt. And he a rapper, so, you know, niggas rapping about how they feel and how they actually live and they real thoughts and feelings and towards shit. So that shit used to come out in his songs. And I always felt like even then, like shit, like he ain't wrong for how he feel. You know what I'm saying? That's his people that they saying By Down allegedly did that shit too. You know what I'm saying? So never felt like he was out of pocket or none of that, folks. On BD, it just was all the shit with the all the extra shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just that, folks. Like he justified for how he feel about whatever took place. You know what I'm saying? And I always said that. It's just it was about the extra shit, bro. Cause you know in the rack, bro, we all prideful gangsters. Everybody bust their guns and do shit in the streets, bro. You know what I'm saying? So you know it's like calling out a bunch of grown ass men, bro. You know everybody got kids and bills and families, bro. You know what I'm saying? And on social media, you know, people take certain things and they be perceived as like bullying or like, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of niggas ain't nobody finna be trying to get bullied on social media, even though it ain't like, oh, we only saying this cause he trying to play with us. It's like, nah, bro. Any man to do that. Like if you try to bitch nigga on social media, he'll get on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you know, real gangsters or niggas who like got their own nuts, ain't no man gonna take that. You know what I'm saying? And that's really where all this shit stem from. But we done had multiple conversations behind the scenes, like regardless of what the internet and how it look on social media. We didn't have real direct talks. You know what I'm saying? Me and Zay talked personally. Then I put 600 on the phone with Lil Zay and 6300, and we talked directly. And it didn't really go well that first conversation, but it was with good intention. You know what I'm saying? And then, he had talked directly again to one of the guys and shit. Niggas just settled on like, man, every nigga got pride. You know what I'm saying? And it came down to pride. That's really the word that kept getting mentioned. It was pride. And everybody got pride. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't nobody want to be tried or, throw shade at we all grown ass men with kids. You know what I'm saying? So everybody and everybody that did they fair share of gangster shit. So nobody want to feel like niggas being tried or played with or, uh, trolled or any of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what all this shit stem from. But it's low key like that shit. A lot of shit was said, but that shit really ain't none. Motherfuckers done had direct conversations with each other. And sooner or later that shit just probably just gonna blow over like everything else.